Hey everybody, Chris, Game by Night here, and we have something really cool to share with you today, and that is this, the Aston Element microphone. It's not a condenser, it's not a dynamic, it's not even a ribbon microphone. It's something all its own using a proprietary capsule that Aston has been working on for more than the last 18 months. So we're going to take a closer look at this, but let's begin with a literal closer look. What a unique microphone, is it not? I love the cylindrical design, these circle grills that protect the capsule. Aston just has this wonderful sense of style, and that's so true here. And also, I love the purple LED. Black and purple, kind of my thing. Love it. Very cool. Now, the other reason I'm hand holding this instead of putting it on the boom arm, which I will in a minute here, is to demonstrate the included pop filter. Now, this pop filter, very cool and stylish in its own right, is actually magnetically attached. So as you can see, it just snaps into place. If you need to mic something without a pop filter, you just take it off, flip it upside down, and it's good to go. But how neat is that? Now, this is included in the package for $199, as is the shock mount that we'll put it up on in a second. So that makes this Aston's most accessible microphone yet, and it sounds great. So even though it's $199, this is going to be so versatile and high quality for things like voiceover or miking instruments or streaming and content creation, which is really what our purview is here. So at this point, I'm going to pause the video, get it up on the boom arm, and we'll continue. All right, with that out of the way, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what makes this microphone special, and that's really the capsule technology that's inside of it. So as I mentioned previously, this isn't like any microphone we've seen before, and the capsule is a proprietary design by Aston Microphones and their engineer Trevor, who really went above and beyond to create something unique. This is a moving coil microphone, and it features a very large diaphragm, which is why it's able to capture such good bass presence in my voice right now. And the sound that you're hearing is actually the product of 3 months worth of blind listening tests, where this microphone was put up against other heavy hitters in the industry like Neumann, and the sound was tweaked and tweaked and tweaked until it eventually came out the winner, with thousands of different listeners submitting their votes and their feedback on the design. That's why they call this the people's microphone, because it was the people that really crafted the sound that you're hearing right now, and I think it came out very well. The other thing to know about this microphone is it has a very low self-noise. It is actually the lowest self-noise I've heard on a microphone at this price point. I'll be quiet for a second so you can hear just how quiet it actually is. Now, that sound that you're hearing is actually the vent in the room. If this were a totally quiet, sound-treated room, you would hear virtually nothing from this microphone. So if you're doing voiceover and things like that, this is going to be an excellent choice, especially if you don't want to put in the time into doing post-production like noise removal to take out some of that white noise. This is a really, really good choice for that. The other thing to be aware of is that even though this microphone has a proprietary capsule, and even a bit of a darker sound to it, I think, normally, the frequency response range with it is very, very wide. So you get that nice spoken word effect to it, that nice full-bodied sound, but it's also very, very good for miking instruments because it's able to pick up on that wide frequency response range. So in a way, it's almost like it's borrowing from different kinds of microphones. You get that bassiness and that darkness of like a dynamic or a ribbon microphone, but also that wide response range of a condenser microphone. So at this point, you've been hearing me speak for long enough. I'm going to switch over to an acoustic guitar test so you can see how it handles miking an instrument. All right, and as you can tell, this microphone did a great job miking an acoustic guitar. I was actually surprised how well it did. I was initially a little concerned that it might be too bassy based on how well it handles my voice for spoken word, but it did a wonderful job of picking up the details in the upper and middle registers of that guitar. So for an instrument mic, this is going to be a good choice too, and really shows the versatility of that Ridyon Capsule. So overall, this is a really good microphone, but there are a couple things that I did notice that I think could stand to be improved. Number one, if you get right up on it, it does get very bassy, so you're going to want to practice proper microphone technique with this unless that's really what you're trying to get. The other thing is that the magnetic attachment for the pop filter does tend to leave little marks on the paint of the microphone. So after 5 or 6 attachments of this, I noticed that there were those little marks. Initially, I was able to kind of rub them away. Not so much anymore. So if you're somebody who takes the filter on and off, you're going to notice that it doesn't affect anything, and you don't see it when the pop filter is attached either, but it's something to be aware of. The other thing that you should probably know, not that it really affects anything, is that the shock mount is all plastic. So these aren't elastics that you're seeing on there. This is a unique design for the Element. And I mention that because it actually works in conjunction with the way the capsule is mounted in there. So initially seeing this, I'm like, wow, that's probably not going to work very well, but it actually does, and that's because the capsule is mounted with a 360-degree suspension system, so it's naturally more isolated from vibrations. So then when you add in the shock mount, this not only keeps the cost of the microphone a bit lower, but it actually works fairly well, I think. And to actually hold the microphone, it's rather neat because it just kind of snaps in place and holds it. Excellent, actually. So overall, Aston's done a very, very good job with this, and it's not surprising given that it went through 3 months of blind listening tests where you, the people, voted on the sound of the microphone, even against heavy hitters like Neumann. So going through that process and the unique design here has resulted in a microphone that's really excellent for the price. If you're a content creator, this is going to make you sound great, number one. You're also probably going to get asked about your microphone because I've never seen one that looks exactly like this, and it's not going to break the bank either. And the XLR connection is going to allow you to grow your setup. You're not going to be tethered to your PC with USB with, for example, like something with the Blue Yeti. So it's really versatile. It's a microphone that'll grow, and for the money, it sounds great. In my opinion, Aston has a real winner here. If you're in the market for a $200 microphone, definitely give this one your consideration. If you can try it out anywhere, I highly recommend you do. And I think Aston deserves kudos for continuing to innovate in this space. When we looked at the Aston Stealth, that had its circuitry-based voicings and the built-in preamp. And again, we're seeing that innovation and that development here with the Element. And it makes me excited to see what Aston Microphones is going to develop in the future. So with that, guys, if you liked this video, be sure to hit like and subscribe. If not, you know what to do. But we will see you in the next one.